Have you ever wondered, when do I finally stop saving? When do I get to breathe? Not when you retire, not when you hit millionaire status, but the exact moment your money can officially take over. Today, I'm going to tell you the shocking age most people can actually stop investing and why nobody ever talks about it. But before we get there, I want you to imagine something. Imagine waking up one morning, checking your bank accounts, and realizing something unbelievable. You don't need to add another penny for the rest of your life, and you're still going to be okay. That's not fantasy. That's not reserved for billionaires. That is mathematically, psychologically, and realistically possible. And today, we're going to walk through when that happens, how it happens, and how you can make it your reality. Stay to the end because this might be the most freeing financial perspective you've ever heard. Most of us grow up hearing the same financial script. Work hard, save everything, never stop investing, never relax. We're told you're behind, it's not enough. You should be scared of the future. We get guilted into believing there's no finish line. But here's the truth. There is a finish line. There is a point where investing becomes optional. There is a moment you transition from I need to invest to my money is investing for me. And if you never learn this, you'll spend your entire life chasing money, even when you didn't need to anymore. The shocking moment you can finally stop investing isn't actually defined by a dollar amount. It's defined by this: when your investments can grow enough on their own to support your future, even if you never contribute again. This typically happens around age 35 to 45 for people who started investing reasonably early. Yup, not 65, not 70, not someday when life calms down. For many people, the point where investing becomes optional happens decades earlier than you think. And here's why. If you've built a decent foundation, compound growth does the rest. Your $100,000 isn't just $100,000 anymore. Your $200,000 isn't just $200,000 anymore. That money becomes a worker, a soldier, a machine that keeps operating whether you show up to work or not. At a certain point, your growth per year becomes larger than your yearly contributions. That means your money is outworking you. And when that happens, you're no longer the fuel. You're just the driver. Now, let's be real for a second. No one ever sits you down and tells you this. Schools didn't. Parents didn't. Jobs definitely didn't. Instead, the world constantly tells you you're not doing enough. You should panic more. You're behind everyone else. But the truth? If you started investing at all, if you've built anything, if you've been consistent even when it felt small, you might be way closer than you think. Most people don't stop because they need to keep going. Most people keep going because they're scared not to. Fear keeps people working. Fear keeps people saving endlessly. Fear keeps people from enjoying life. But money was never meant to be your prison. It was meant to be your freedom. Before we go deeper, if this message is already speaking to you, do me a favor. Hit subscribe, tap like, and stay with me because we've got even more powerful, life-changing ideas coming. I don't want you to miss what's next. Let me tell you a story. There was a guy in his late 30s. Let's call him David. David did everything right. He worked hard, he invested consistently, he rarely spent on himself. One day, his friend asked him, "What's your number? When do you finally relax?" David laughed. He said, "I don't know, I just keep saving because I'm scared not to." His friend smiled and said, "Let's check something." They sat down, they ran the numbers, they looked at what David had. They projected growth, they projected life costs, they projected everything. And then it hit him. Even if David never added another dollar, he was still going to be okay. His investments would double, then double again, then double again. He didn't need to be perfect anymore. He didn't need to stress every day. He didn't have to live like he was drowning. When he realized this, he cried. Not because he was rich, but because for the first time, he realized he didn't have to be scared anymore.
He went outside, he took a long walk, and he breathed. Not because he quit working, not because he was done with life, but because he finally understood. He wasn't behind, he wasn't failing, he wasn't losing. He was safe, and safety feels like freedom.
So when is that moment for most people? It typically happens when you've invested consistently for 10 to 20 years, you're somewhere between mid-30s to mid-40s, and your invested money can realistically double several more times before retirement. That means you can stop when your invested money can grow enough to replace future contributions. That's the moment investing becomes optional. Let me say that again because it's powerful. Investing becomes optional, not required, not pressured, not forced. You still can invest, you still might invest, but it's no longer survival. It becomes strategic instead of emotional. You no longer operate from fear, you operate from confidence. Think about your life for a moment. Think about the vacations you postponed, the experiences you delayed, the family moments you told yourself you'd enjoy later, the hobbies you ignored, the joy you muted because you thought you weren't there yet. What if you were closer to your freedom than you thought? What if life wasn't supposed to be sacrificed until you're 70? What if you were allowed to live a little now, laugh now, enjoy now? Not recklessly, not irresponsibly, but confidently, because you actually built something meaningful, and it's finally allowed to carry you. So here's the truth I want you to walk away with today. There is a shocking age where you can finally stop investing. There is a moment where you're allowed to breathe. There is a point where your money works harder than you do. Most people just never realize when they reach it. But you're not most people. You're learning, you're building, you're thinking differently. One day soon, you're going to look at your life and realize you did enough. You built enough. You are going to be okay. And when that day comes, I hope you don't keep living like you're drowning. I hope you let yourself live. I hope you let yourself feel proud. I hope you stand still for a moment and smile, because you didn't just save money. You built freedom. You built possibility. You built peace. And that's worth more than any number in any bank account. If this message hit you, if it made you think differently, if it gave you even 1% more hope, then don't keep it to yourself. Share this video, like it, leave a comment and tell me, what are you really working toward? And remember, you deserve a life you don't just survive. You deserve a life you enjoy. I'll see you in the next one. Stay focused, stay hopeful, and never forget, you're closer than you think.